Hey, what's up, guys? A couple months ago, my man Plies came out with a song called Run Off on the Plug twice. I wouldn't have done this song had it not been for my man George Colin Pena, who suggested I do this song. So I would just want to give a big shout out to my man George. Anyway, the song has a really nice beat and a really deep meaning. So what I want to do is just break down the hook and a couple of the verses for you guys. That way you'll have a better understanding of what the song means and clear up any fuzziness that you may have. So let's check it out.
Shooter, I'm my own shooter. All this ice, I'm my own jeweler. 6 lawyers and they all jeweler. I'm the star, bitch, it's my move. Pinky ring, 250 on it. Guess it's safe to say, nigga, I spent your budget on it.
You gotta love Plies. This first verse, I love it. He starts off with saying, "Fuck a shooter, I'm my own shooter." Meaning I got my own guns, I have my own bullets. I don't need you to go out and kill anybody for me. I can do that myself. I'm not gonna hire an out-of-town shooter. I'm my own shooter. Then he says, all this ice, I'm my own jeweler. Plies, he's pretty much saying, hey, look, I got my own diamonds, I have my own gold, I have my own mines in South Africa. I don't have to go to the jewelry store. I'm my own jeweler. I can do all this stuff myself. I don't really need you. This part right here, he shows me he's self-aware and he stays in his lane. He says, I have 6 lawyers and they're all Jewish. We all know that Jewish lawyers are probably the best lawyers that money can buy. Implies, this part I really like because he shows you that, hey, look, I can shoot you and I can make my own jewelry, but I'm not going to go to law school, so I am going to hire somebody for that. So I like that part about him. He's self-aware. Then he said, I'm the star, bitch. This is my movie. I wrote this movie. I produced it. I'm acting in it, and I'm going to direct it. This is my movie. Nobody else is going to be the star. It's my movie. Pinky ring, spent $250 on it. Plies is letting you know, hey, look, I only spent $250 on a pinky ring. And the reason I only spent $250 is because I'm my own jeweler. I got my own mines, and I have my own diamonds and my own gold. So you probably would have spent thousands on it, but I only spent $250 because I'm my own jeweler. That's what that part means. Let's go to the next one.
Ran off on the floor twice. He started calling, I ain't calling back. He said he dissed me on his last out. Guess nobody heard, but nobody bought his last out.
This verse right here. So Ply starts off with saying, I ran off on the plug twice. He said he calling, but I'm not calling back. His plug is his drug dealer. And he's saying, hey, look, I ran off on you not only once, but twice. So I'm not going to pay you. You can continue to call. I'm not going to call you back. You can blow up my phone. It doesn't matter. I'm thinking his drug dealer should, finally get to the point where, they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's the take his drug dealer should take in this part. But anyway, then Ply says, hey, I see that you dissed me on one of your albums. I don't really care because nobody heard it anyway, because nobody bought the album. So at this point, Plies doesn't even really care. You can blow up my phone. You can make diss albums about me, but I don't care because nobody buys it. So I'm not going to call you back. That's what that part means. Let's go to the next verse.
I got a Delta go to house. That little pussy got some power. Born broke, but I'ma die rich. Lonnie for a nigga counterfeit.
I really like this part. He says, hey, look, I got a Delta, meaning he's dating a young lady that's in Delta Sigma Theta sorority, and she goes to Howard University. I appreciate this because he's saying, hey, look, I may be from the streets, but I'm going to date a young lady who's at least aspiring to get a formal education. I like that about him. Then he says that little pussy got some power, meaning she has control over me. The pussy is good, and she does have some power over me. I'm a grown man. I'm not afraid to admit that. Then he says, hey, look, I may have been born broke, but I'm going to die rich. I'm my own shooter. I'm my own jeweler. I got 6 Jewish attorneys, and I star in my own movies. There's no way I'm going to die broke with all these ways that I can make money. Then he says there are a lot of fuck niggas out here that are counterfeit. I'm not. I'm the real deal. So that's what that part means. Let's check out the next verse.
I'm just vibing in the Ritz cards. Got the stick, all the Ritz cards. Count the meal, right the Ritz cards. Water for me, baby, pull up at the Ritz cards.
Well, this is the hook. He's pretty much just saying, hey, I hang out in the Ritz-Carlton. I vibe in the Ritz-Carlton. The Ritz-Carlton is a 5-6 star hotel. It seems like a lot of the, stars are starting to hang out in the Ritz-Carlton. He is, The Weeknd, Future. And they all seem to just kind of tear it up, put stripper poles and everything in it, turn it into a trap house. Plies is no different. And he's saying, hey, look, if you want to come fuck me, just come to the Ritz-Carlton. So if any of you girls want to fuck Plies, he's letting you know, hey, look, I'm in the Ritz-Carlton. That's what the hook means. Let's go to the next verse.
Everything gon' be brand new. Called her a mangler cause she ran through. Say she want me to take the rub off. Told her people here on ice water, bitch, knock it off.
So this verse right here, Plies is saying, hey, look, everything on me is brand new. Again, I'm my own shooter. I'm my own jeweler. I have 6 Jewish attorneys, and I star in my own movies, so I can afford brand new clothes any and every day. Then he says, call her mangler because she ran through, meaning everybody done hit it, everybody done been through it. And then she asked him to take the rubber off, and he's like, no, bitch, knock it off. He kind of joked with her at that point. He said, knock it off. Stop playing. That's what he meant by that part. So let's go to the very last verse.
I spend money for the fuck up. I stay flushing for the rush up. I wanna have me about 10 kids, give them a meal apiece and tell them I do what your daddy did.
I had to talk about this part because he says, I spend money for the fuck of it. You gotta remember, he's making a lot of money and in a lot of different ways. So he has a lot of money. He said, I spend money for the fuck of it. I stay flushing for the rush of it. Not really quite sure what flushing means. Maybe he's flushing money down the toilet. Because when you make a lot of money, you can do stuff like that. And he's saying, hey, I do that just because it's fun. Then he says, I want to have about 10 kids. You know, that's a lot of kids, but Plies can afford it. Then he says, you know, give them all a meal apiece, meaning that's $10 million he's going to give out to 10 kids. And he says, and do what your daddy did. So to me, he wants them to be shooters. He wants them to have their own jewelry. He wants them to have 6, Jewish attorneys. And he wants them all to star in their own movies and do exactly what your daddy did. I gave you the blueprint. Now follow it. So let's go. So that's it. Plies is pretty much just saying, hey, I ran off on the plug twice. I ran off on my dope dealer twice. He'll get his money. I got it, but I ain't calling him back. I got a lot of things going on because, hey, look, I'm my own shooter, meaning I handle my own business. I'm my own jeweler, so I'm going back and forth between the U.S. and South Africa. I got 6 Jewish attorneys that I have to deal with, and I stay in the Ritz-Carlton all the time. If you want to come fuck me, you know where I am. He's letting you know where he is. And then he says, he ran through a couple, mangled chicks that, who's been beat up, but he still fucks with them. And he laughs with them, he jokes, he says, knock it off. His girlfriend is in Delta Sigma Theta, and she goes to Howard University, so he is dating an educated woman. And he wants to do all the same things for his kids. He's giving them the blueprint, and he wants them to follow it. So that's what this song means. Hope you guys got a better understanding of it now. So that's all I got for you guys. You guys be careful out there in them streets. And I'm Reggie Happy.